Here's something that'll stop you in your tracks. Right now, professionals earning 40% more than you aren't working 40% harder. They haven't cracked some secret productivity code. They've mastered something economists call social capital arbitrage, and most people have zero idea it exists. After watching this pattern repeat across industries for decades, I finally understood the truth. Your technical skills? They get you in the room. Your relationship ecosystem? That determines which rooms you're invited to in the first place. And most professionals are playing a game they don't even know has rules. The professionals advancing fastest aren't smarter. They've simply learned to build strategic relationship ecosystems instead of random connections. Most professionals are stuck in what I call the transaction trap. Your brain runs a mental spreadsheet. Every favor given creates a debt owed. Every introduction requires payback. You meet someone at a conference and immediately start calculating. What can they do for me? What do I owe them? This isn't a character flaw. This is ancient evolutionary software running an algorithm designed for small tribes. The problem? It doesn't scale. Your brain can track maybe 20 to 30 direct exchanges before it becomes mentally exhausting. High performers use what's called generalized reciprocity. You help someone today without expecting immediate payback. Maybe they help you next year. Maybe they help someone else who eventually helps you. Value flows throughout the network without direct tracking. A Harvard study tracking 3,000 professionals found those practicing this built networks 40% larger and reported over twice the job satisfaction. Not because they were nicer people, but because they stopped fighting their own psychology. Stop keeping score. Start building ecosystems. That's how elite professionals actually operate. Your brain has a hard limit. British anthropologist Robin Dunbar discovered your neocortex, the part handling complex relationships, has a ceiling around 150 people. Beyond that, connections become shallow. Names without context. Faces without stories. Yet 89% of professionals maintain 500-plus LinkedIn connections, while science proves you can only sustain 150 deep relationships maximum. Think about the strategic implication here. Every connection beyond 150 actually dilutes your real relationship capital. That's why elite professionals use what I call the four-circle architecture. Circle 1. Your 10 to 15 core advocates. These aren't networking contacts. These are your board of directors, former bosses who'd rehire you immediately, colleagues who became genuine friends. McKinsey found professionals with 10 or more strong Circle 1 relationships advance 3.2 years faster than those with fewer than 5. That's not marginal, that's VP at 42 versus 45. Circle 2, your 40 to 60 active allies. Stanford research revealed 76% of career-changing opportunities come from this circle, not your closest contacts who already know what you know. Circle 3, your 80 to 90 extended network. Different industries, different perspectives. Requires only 2 thoughtful touches yearly, but when activated, punches way above its weight. Circle 4, your weak ties beyond 150. Tracked, not cultivated. These bridge different worlds and create unexpected opportunities. Your brain can handle 150 meaningful relationships. Make every single one count using the four-circle system that elite professionals rely on. Here's what shocked me about professional networking. Your struggles might stem from patterns developed before age 5. Developmental psychology shows early relationships with caregivers create unconscious templates, shaping how you approach all relationships throughout life. Secure attachment, comfortable with connection and autonomy. Networking flows naturally. Anxious attachment, you crave connection but fear rejection. Every unanswered email triggers internal spirals. Avoidant attachment, you prioritize independence. Asking for help feels like weakness. Here's the relief. Attachment styles aren't fixed. They're learned patterns, which means they can be relearned. The game changer? Your networking strategy must match your psychology. If you're anxious, lean into content creation and asynchronous communication. Build reputation through valuable insights without the real-time pressure. If you're avoidant like Patricia, a consultant I worked with, weekly posts on your expertise can transform your business. In 18 months, her new business came entirely from referrals from people who'd never met her, but had repeatedly seen and valued her work. If you're secure, use standard advice. It works for you. The key is working with your psychology, not fighting it. Stop forcing yourself into networking approaches that drain you. Design a system that works with your psychological patterns and watch your ecosystem flourish. Building strategic ecosystems isn't urgent. You won't see results tomorrow. That's exactly why most professionals never do it systematically. But here's 3 decades of data. Professionals with well-cultivated networks earn 20 to 30% more over their careers, experience 40% less unemployment, and report significantly higher job satisfaction. More importantly, they have more options. When disruption happens, and disruption always happens, they're not starting from scratch. They're activating ecosystems they've been cultivating all along. The 90-day ecosystem building sprint. Week 1 to 2. Audit your current circles. Assess your reciprocity mode and attachment style. Choose your platform. Week 3 to 6. Daily cultivation. 15 minutes commenting meaningfully. Sharing value, making introductions. Weekly Deep Circle 1 conversations. Week 7-10. Add new connections strategically. Deepen existing relationships. Practice receiving help if anxious or avoidant. Week 11-13. Measure what's working. Adjust your approach. Set your next 90 days. This isn't theory, it's architecture. From scattered contacts to strategic ecosystem. From favor tracker to network architect. You now have the complete system elite professionals use. The question isn't whether you'll need these relationships. It's whether you'll have built them before you need them. Your brain has already told you that keeping score is exhausting. That transactional networking feels wrong. You weren't wrong. You just needed the language to understand what your instincts were saying. Now you have it. The complete system. Why your 150-person limit matters. How the 4-circle architecture works. How to match networking strategy to your psychological patterns. And the 90-day sprint that transforms theory into reality. The professionals whose careers compound aren't more charismatic or better connected. They simply stopped treating relationships like transactions and started building ecosystems. Download the complete implementation workbook in the description. Map your current circles. Identify your attachment style. Start your 90-day sprint. The next 90 days will determine whether you remain subject to random career wins or become an architect of your professional trajectory. Your move.